brain dragon with a brain on my back.
But I have the wrinkly back skin that I can retract into.
You're right. You win.
Join the team.
What is that wrinkly back skin made of? Why is it there? Hey team, this is the McGuire Review, and today we got something very special. We always have something very special. But it is another Beadle Grimm's box set review and unboxing. This one is for Fizban Treasury of Dragons. Now, this is something I think a lot of people have been waiting a long time for. This is a beloved, set. Wizkids has recently, they have for pre-order right now. It's releasing in June of 2022. They have a Fizban Treasury of Dragons actual model set, which is really awesome. I do want to say before I even get started here, this is not a Beadle Grimm's product. This is a Wizkids Dungeons & Dragons set that is upcoming. If you're interested in that set, we've got a video on the channel on this set as well. And this is a silver edition. If you don't know much about Beadle Grimm's, they do different grades of box sets. For this particular one, they just did a silver, but for some of the campaign adventures or campaign settings, they will do maybe a silver and a platinum, or a gold and a legendary, or just a gold, or it's different every time. Sometimes they have different grades for each one, and sometimes they just come out with a particular version for whatever that is. For this one, they did a silver edition, which I thought was pretty cool. Everything in this one box, this one does not come with the extra map vault or any of the other add-ons because it is a silver edition. Usually, when you go with the map vaults and other boxed type things, those are generally going to come with the gold editions or the platinum editions or the legendary editions. Some of the higher ones there. The box is a little bit more straightforward as well on this particular silver edition. It does look nice. I mean, it's a nice high-quality box. It just doesn't have a lot of the, raised, print on it, or, moves in the light, or has the gold fleck on it. You're generally going to find that on the more expensive editions that they come out with. Just from a review perspective, right? We always like to start with the box. This is just going to have the Beadle Grimm's logo on it, silver edition. We've got the cool dragon there, and then the rest of the box is pretty blank. There isn't anything else on the box, on the sides, or the back. You do have the name on the side as well if you kind of want to bookshelf that into wherever you're storing these. A lot of people kind of like to put them kind of bookshelfed in, so they do a nice job putting that branding there on the side. All right, let's pop the box, give it a smell. I said the box is kind of plain, and then I'm just punched in the face. Well done, B&G. Okay, you open the box, and I'm loving the inside of this. Look at this. So they keep it like this on the outside. Could they have done something like that on the very back? They could have. It probably would have looked cool. However, opening the box up and then just getting like, boom, right there, it was a nice contrast change, and I liked it. I liked it. Okay, there we go. That's the inside of the box. It's got a little bit of a different look. I love that. Think about using that just as like a rolling tray. That's pretty cool. That's cool. All right. We then have a piece of paper right off the bat here that is before. Generally, this is the first thing you're going to run into. It is laid on top of here. Okay, eulogy for the first world. All right, so we've got kind of a little song, little poem type thing that's on the front here, and it is a unique kind of see-through sort of piece of paper, almost like a thick piece of wax paper, kind of. You can the light kind of shines through it. Really nice piece there to start right off. So that's pretty cool. And then we get into what they always do put that right over there. What they always do from the very beginning, which is a nice note to the person that's receiving the box, signed by the founders of the company, Bill, Charlie, John, Matthew, and Paul, and then what's in the box. So we can see here we got Exploded Book. They do these chapter books. We'll look at that. Dragon Tales from the Warehouse. Okay, that's going to be a Beadle Grimm's specific type of thing that they create for each one of these box sets, which I think is a nice little touch. They put their own sets, their own adventure or adventure hooks or different things they'll put in here. Be a nice book for it. This one's a little bit different. They usually do 4 different adventures. This one has 10 encounter frameworks for creatures in Fizban's Treasury of the Dragon, spanning over 10 levels of play. So that's pretty different. Into the Belly of the Beast, a Sapphire Dragon puzzle. Adventure for 3rd level. Amethyst for 3rd and 4th level characters. Moonstone for 5th level characters. And that's really cool that they've done something like that. And if you do go out and pair this with picking up some of the booster boxes and some of the dragons that Wizkids is doing, they'll go right kind of along here. So Moonstone, they make a Moonstone dragon. There's an amethyst. There is an amethyst. There's an emerald, a crystal. So you can kind of get some of these things to sort of go with these as well if you want to go that route. Battle maps, okay, nice. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 battle maps. We'll see if those are generally double-sided, but it does list out 4 here. In-world handouts are always great. We've got artifacts. That's where they give you kind of either the jewelry or some little trinket. Looks like we're going to get a dragon tooth necklace and a dragon horde scarab pin. That sounds awesome. Okay. It looks like there's 4 of those. Coin of completion, which is something they've added into all the newer boxes. You get a really cool coin of completion. You can buy those separately if you want. And then we're going to get some encounter cards, which are always awesome. Then we've got magic item cards. Love those magic item cards. Artwork pulled from the book. And we've got pre-generated characters. Nice. Love it when they do those pre-generated characters right out of the box. You can jump in and go. And other helpful game aids. So we'll see those as we go through. Then there's some various marketing things you'll find here on the bottom. All right. Now, nice little piece of bubble wrap here to keep everything nice and safe. Okay. Ooh, I like these little baggies. This is probably going to be our little goods here. We're going to set these aside, and we'll come back and we'll hit those. Here's your coin of completion. Love that bag that's in. So the first thing is going to be our magic item and draconic gift cards. So it really comes in a cool little box here, you can see. We will open that up, get those cards out of there. There's no shrink on that. They came right out of the pack, out of that box. That's nice. Amethyst lodestone, and then it tells you what it is here on the back. These are really nice. They're thick, laminated type cards. And on the front, you've got the artwork there of what it is. And then on the back, you've got all the information that you need to understand what this can do. Flight, gravitational thrust, reverse gravity. This is really cool. Okay? So that's how that's going to work. Crystal blade. So we'll see if they do. It looks like that many have kind of the front that are the same. And then all of these are the same. But there's 2 different types of things in here, right? There's magic items and there's draconic gift cards. So these here are going to be your magic items and all the different magic items you're going to be able to get and what they are, okay? And these are going to be your draconic gifts cards, which is pretty cool. You got all kinds of scaled toughness, psychic reach. What else we got here? Echo, the dragon sight, draconic senses, draconic rebirth, draconic familiar. Awesome. And that goes, oh, there's Fizban right there. Fizban the Fabulous. And this set has actually got Fizban in it as well, which is pretty cool. So that's pretty awesome. Love those cards. That's cool. Put that right there. Okay. We've got a nice big pack of, we'll just call these, are these the little encounters or are these adversaries? I get tripped up here sometimes. Look at this here. This is Amethyst Dragon. We got Amethyst, number of Amethyst Dragons, an animated breath. Okay, so this is going to be, is this Tiamat or is this the aspect of Tiamat? So these are going to be your various different adversaries, NPCs, different things you're going to run into. Let's see if this one here is the Turtle Dragon. Ancient Dragon Turtle. Nice. So they got the Ancient Dragon Turtle in there. I do have that sculpt as well over there. Love that Ancient Dragon Turtle. So cool. And I love the size and the scale that they put on that in that picture there, just to show kind of what that turtle's size is. So that's pretty awesome. Okay, you're going to have all of those. You can see there, really, artwork right directly out of, that is direct sculpt artwork from the Wizkids Sapphire Dragon that was done. That is the exact sculpt sitting on the rock and everything. I've got it right up there that they released. So that's kind of cool. They're using that exact artwork there from the sculpts. Young Sapphire Dragon. And then also on here is the Sapphire Dragon Wormling. So you can see there that all the information you're going to need for that encounter with that type of creature is going to be right on the back. And what's nice about these is you hang that right over your DM screen. I don't think this one comes with a DM screen. I don't think it did. I didn't see it on there. But if if you're using a DM screen, you would set this right over the top of your DM screen. You can see the artwork for the players, and the DM can see all the information that you need there. Or if you're not using a DM screen, then you can just set it right up on the table like that in front of you so the players can see what they need to see and you can see what you need to see. And that's how these are going to work. So I really love these different things they do for encounters and enemies and NPCs and whatnot. I think these work. Really well for that kind of stuff. Okay, let's put those there. This next one here is going to be various different pieces of artwork, and generally what these follow is when you have a certain type of encounter or a certain type of location that you're at, that's when these generally come into play. Okay, so we'll pull these out and we'll be able to look at these. So we've got kind of a Dragonborn on this side, and we've got a whole crew of Dragonborn over here kind of enjoying some drinks around the fire. And then in the back here, it will tell you exactly where those pieces of artwork come from and where they would be used. So it says here, Sapphire, Amethyst, and Emerald Dragonborn by Zoltan Boros. Location, Book 1, page 11. Okay, so I don't like to spoil things too bad in these. I know that you're seeing everything that's in the box if you're curious and wanting to be a player of this, or even probably more so from a DM's perspective. So I will show what's in the box. I don't go overboard with it because I don't want to just spoil everything. But I'll try to show most of the stuff that's here. I won't read too much that gives it away, but as you can see, just in reading that one, that's how all of these are going to follow. It's going to show the artwork, kind of the encounter, and then exactly where that's going to be located. So when you're going through those chapter books, you'll know exactly which kind of piece to pull out when you get to that part. Okay? So you got those. Next thing that we've got are all the handouts. So here's all the handouts. We'll open that up. It's an interesting plastic they shrink this with. It's like, it feels super flimsy, but then it's like really difficult to get the initial rip on. Once you get the initial rip, then it's on. But to get that initial rip is it's a feat of strength. Okay, I love these handouts. They're done really well. Now, if you are familiar with Beadle Grimm's handouts, they are all very unique and different. The piece of paper will be different, the thickness. Sometimes it'll feel like it's all crumbled up. Sometimes it'll have little stains on it, like you can see the little blood stains. What looks like little blood droplets and stains on this one. Sometimes they got like, little, almost like wax, like seals that are on them that look really cool. They use different types of script. They're very authentic pieces that you would get as in-world handouts. And that's something that's very unique about the sets that they do here. Here's some of our maps, it looks like. We're going to set these aside. So it does look like there's just going to be 4 maps. There's 2 that are double-sided, unless there's something under there. But I think that's our maps. We do have a little Admit 1 ticket, okay? And again, right, every one of these is a little bit of a different type of piece of paper and a different kind of feel. So you can see I'll run through them real quick like that. You can get a feel for how they're all kind of different. These here are different letters, but they follow a similar approach as far as how they're made. This one here, completely different paper. It's a more thicker type paper. Here we've got what looks like a little bit of a puzzly type thing here that you're going to have to figure out, like letters to runes. Okay, that's pretty cool. Here we got something here about the dragon necklace, how that's going to be utilized. Then we've got now we've got the actual pre-generated characters. Now in the in some of their packs they've provided blank sheets, and you can kind of create your own. Most of the time, they do provide you these full character-generated, characters just ready to go, right? You can just sit down with a party and say, okay, you're the Dragonborn Sorcerer, here you go, right? And you've got your background, you've got a little flavor text, you've got your initial stats, you've got your items, you've got everything that you need to kind of start playing that character. And then obviously as you level up and gain things, you can change it right here on the sheet. You can make extra notes here with items that are gained. You can get the actual item cards as you gain things. Or you can use this as your starting sheet and then transfer that over to another D&D, D&D Beyond, or transfer it over to another piece of paper that you might have, right? But it's nice that you can kind of start your journey right out of the box with one of these. So we got a Dragonborn Sorcerer, a Dragonborn Monk, a Lizard Folk Ranger, and a Human Fighter. So they threw one human in there, and the rest were kind of lizardy type characters. And there is 1, 2, 3, 4 that are included here. Okay. Now I'm going to check that because they usually do 5. I thought these PCs allow your player to. It just says pre-generated characters, so I guess there are 4. In this particular box set. So you have 4 there, okay? All right. And then they do have this one little backer here, and I keep that because it kind of keeps everything sort of separated and where it needs to be. All right? So that's all the handouts, pre-generated characters. Let's hit these maps. The maps are going to follow a pretty thick, waxy kind of paper type feel. They're not laminated per se. It's not that type of material. It is a thick, kind of waxy coated paper. It is a very high quality paper. These wrinkles do come out, or not really wrinkles, these creases, they come out pretty easily once you get it flat and you give it kind of a push and let it sit. This does really kind of flatten out really nicely. Usually I would put a piece of acrylic over this anyway that makes it nice and flat and just kind of easier to move around the map. People aren't bumping things. But I love the look of this. Really, really cool. They got the Beadle Grimm's logo down here. Looks awesome, too, the way they've done it. Stinky Goblin next to it. Okay, this is the Crystal Dragon Lair. So, really cool there. You know what this reminds me of is the map that came with the original adult White Dragon. Probably would have been, 12 years ago, maybe 13 years ago that was released. And it looks somewhat similar to this. So it really, kind of the nostalgia is sort of hitting me. It's very similar looking map to this. And that's what this kind of reminds me of. And then on this side, we've got another one, a little more color there, kind of popping around that map and that side. That's pretty awesome looking. That's really cool. Love the style on those maps there. Okay, that's our one map, or 2 maps. And then now we've got our second map, which is also double-sided. This is the Decorated Cavern. Okay, that's kind of like a wide-open type cavern. It's got some various different, looks like mirrors and lights and different things in it, but kind of a sort of a wide-open type map. And then on this side, we've got, what is this? This is the Zanyanethron's Belly. This is a different type of map. So you've got like a number of different areas it looks like you're going to have to sort of make your way through. So it says like 1, 2, 3, and it's got like some form of maybe like a tracker here and different areas that you would make your way through. So that's kind of a little bit of a different look and different map. So it'd be interesting to see how that's utilized. So those are our maps. And we get into our chapter books, and then on the very bottom it looks like, actually let me get all this stuff out, because these are going to be kind of the overworld kind of handouts. We'll save that. And then we do have the Dragon Tales from the Warehouse. That's right there. But I'll open this up just to show you. This is the Fizban Treasury of Dragons book, okay? But what Beadle and Grimm's does, which is, I think, special, is they break it up into these chapter booklets. So you can see each booklet will be about this big. It says Chapter 1 is the character creation. Chapter 2 is dragon magic. Okay, we'll go through these. Chapter 3 is dragons in play. Chapter 4 is layers and hordes. We then have Chapter 5, which is Draconomicon. What? Draconomicon. God. Yeah, Chapter 5, Draconomicon. That's pretty cool. And then Chapter 6, they're usually in 6 parts, is the Bestiary. Okay, so here is going to have all of your different dragons and different things you're going to be able to run into, all those awesome sculpts that come in the old Fizban set. Okay, and that just works really, really well from a DM's perspective when you want to go through the adventure, when you want to set your campaign, whatever type of set it is. This works really, really well to be able to just grab the chapter booklet that you need and go right through. Okay, so we'll set those right there. That's something that special Beadle and Grimm's does. Here is the Tales from the Warehouse. These are the ones that come directly from the founders, Beadle and Grimm's. And there's also various other people that are in on the writing on this. It's not just always the quote-unquote founders. Sometimes it is, sometimes it is not. So let's look here. So it looks like there's a number of folks here that are going to be on this. Justice is on this as well. It's pretty cool. And you can see each, one of these here. And they'll look just like it's straight out of a D&D book, right? I mean, it really is high quality, the way they put these together, tell the stories, put the artwork in there, get custom artwork for these books and these adventures. It's really, really nice how they do these. Very impressive. These did start off with just sort of like just little paper pamphlets in the original boxes. And then they really have upped the game by creating sort of these books that are almost similar to what you'd see here as well. Okay, this here is going to be like world type handouts. Now these are different this time. These are actually almost laminated sheets and not the paper. This is almost like a laminated sheet, which I believe the way this is made, you could actually dry erase right on it. It doesn't say that anywhere, and I don't know, maybe in this it says it, but because of the material that's made out of, I don't see why you couldn't dry erase kind of right on there. That's really cool. So you've got like various different, and it's probably because these are more of like layers that you're going to go through. So as you make progress, you can make notes and put actually like kind of where you are within that area. So that's probably the reason why these are made the way that they're made, okay? These are very, very cool, and there's even an area on the back to make additional notes if you want to. I love these. These are great. All the different layers of all the different dragons. Very cool, and I think it's the first time I've seen these made like this, where they have kind of that dry erase, laminated type feel, okay? Over here, we got the Emerald Dragon Lair, Gold Dragon... Yeah, it's all just dragon layers. Green Dragon Lair, Red Dragon Lair, Sapphire Dragon Lair, Silver, Topaz, White. We got them all. We got them all. Every single layer dragon you could want, you have it here in this set. That's what we're going to say, okay? That looks awesome. And I'm going to check here to see on those if it actually says... in-world handouts. It lists them all, but it doesn't say... I hope I'm correct on that. I mean, because of the material it's made, I don't see why you could not dry erase or wet erase on that. It's made of that coated, laminated, kind of sealed material. So, and that's got to be why they made them that way versus just being paper, okay? So, really awesome design and make on those this time. And then we will end it with going over our little bits here. Let's open this one first. I love these little bags they use. They're always really high quality, neat little bags. And they've got their little logo on it. Just pretty cool. This looks like the scarabs. Yeah, so there's going to be 4 of these. I'll open up one of them. They're made of metal. Yeah, they're made of metal, and they have a branded Wizards on the back, just says Wizards. And they have the single metal clasp, but these are pretty small, so I wouldn't expect them to be any more than a single. And I do like the fact that they're utilizing the metal clasps. The rubber ones work well. Those are nice. There's a lot of high-end pins that use the rubber ones, but I've always been a fan of the tried and true metal ones because they actually lock and grasp onto the pin. I just think aesthetically that kind of ties the whole pin and the piece together a little bit better versus the rubber ones. I think when it's all metal like this, it looks a little classier when they go with that single metal or that metal clasp. I also think some of these actually hold a little bit better as long as that metal piece doesn't kind of break down over time, and you can always kind of flex those wings on it a little bit, but the metal ones really hold really well. So there's the scarabs. These are really awesome pieces. You'll be able to check these out on the up close mini cam, and again there are 4 of them, so we do have 4 of those, and those look really awesome. So I'll set that right there, and then let's get to the dragon tooth or dragon claw necklace here. We'll get that out of the pack, and that's really, really cool. So you've got the piece here that's done really nicely to look like kind of a bone type look with the little gashes in it, and it's almost got some little scripting, almost some rune kind of scripted down in here to it, and then a nice piece of leather, and this is looks like I'm not sure if it's leather or if it's pleather, but it's a very nice piece of, we'll just say leather-esque piece of leather that you can kind of tie up for your necklace, and it looks like, let's see how long this is here. We'll unravel this a little bit, get it unraveled. Unravel. It's taking me forever to unravel this. Why can I not get the piece I'm looking for? Okay, there we go. So that's how long it's going to be. Kind of get that centered up so you can see there how long that necklace is going to be. Okay, so really nice piece. This is really cool. I really liked this, that it was included. That was included in there. And then now to end us, we've got the coin of completion. This is something really cool that they do where they're now adding into their boxes what they call the coin of completion, where when the campaign is over, the DM can award this to one of the players, or the DM can go out. They do sell these individually as well, so you can go out and you can buy more of these, maybe one for each player, and each player gets one at the very end of the campaign. So I think that's pretty neat that they do these, and they kind of created this these coins, because not only do you have it from that aspect, but you also have it from the side of wanting to make these kind of a collectible and getting a collection of these. One of the things that I really want to do, and I've got a number of these coins through the different boxes. I don't have them all, but I do have a number of these coins. I wanted to get kind of some form of a window frame kind of box, and put all of them in there with some nice padding in the back or something, and be able to display it and hang it on the wall and have all the coins of completion for all their box sets. I think that'd be a really, really cool collectible to have. So if I see them at Gen Con, I'm probably going to pick up some more of these. And I've even heard from them that they might be working on, and they said this on a stream, so it isn't anything secret, they might be working on something to actually be able to display all of your coins of completion, which I think would be a really, really cool thing to come out, and definitely something I would want to pick up. Okay, so you have the coin of completion. This is awesome that they add this in. I love that we're getting that now. So that is everything for Fizban Treasury of the Dragon Beadle Grimm Silver Edition box set. If you really want to run your players through an amazing campaign with the highest quality artwork and little artifacts, and really provide the best experience that you can, you really can't get any better than what Beadle Grimm's is doing with their RPG box sets. Again, if you want to check out more of these box sets, you want to know more about Beadle Grimm's, we've done almost every one of their, we may have done every one of their box sets they've ever released here on the channel. I think we've done them all here on the channel. You can hit the playlist. The little icon would have been put up at some point over the video. And you can check out all those unboxings and all the cool stuff through the different grades of boxes they offer, and for all the awesome adventuring. So with that, I hope you enjoyed the set that we have here and look forward for more awesome Beadle and Grimm stuff in the future. So hit that like, hit the subscribe below to join the team. Keep rolling them crits. This has been the McGuire Review, and we'll see you next time.